Greetings, magical wanderers. Thank you for finding me here, and I speak you leave here with a bit more affirmative magic than you had when you arrived. Today, on this new blessed day, I have a special gift for you. Awareness. Sit, lie, sip, soak, sleep, eat, drive, or meditate while listening to this. If you do so desire to focus more on the message, I encourage you to be surrounded in peace and without distraction. Without further ado, I love you. Hunter Moon. Namaste, beautiful friends, beautiful fellow magical wanderers. Tonight I offer something a little bit different. It's something that I feel called to intuitively share as it is coming through, as we meditate upon these things. I want to send some extra awareness unto our own self-development, our own self-purification, and our energetic alignment. The topic for tonight is going to be about doing the inner and outer work. Forewarning, it may be triggering if you're not ready to hear something or not ready to go within and take a genuine look at it. You may just gain a sense of deep clarity, allowing you to further work with yourself through these life transitions and these changes that are happening and are inevitable. You know what I mean? So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk on behalf of the self-development in a way of connecting with the tarot cards and the messages that come through. The first topic is going to be about doing the inner work. Then the second topic is going to be about doing the outer work. We're going to speak our intentions of connecting with these cards. Spirit guides, higher self, optimal, higher timeline self, ascended masters, and angels. What is a message you can gift us at this time in regards to how we can best do our inner work as an individual, starting within, as a collective? There's one more. As a collective, as a humanity, human species, how can we best do our inner work? Wow. We're gonna flip over this first card. I'm not going to look at it, you're gonna look at it first. So. Six of Swords. To say the least, you are on a journey. A journey within. A journey that doesn't quite have an image on the horizon quite yet. But you are, nevertheless, on this journey, rowing forward, carrying all your swords with you, carrying, past baggage with you, or past relationships with yourself. So doing the inner work at this time is allowing yourself to continue rowing forward in your boat of life. Water resembles emotions, so perhaps you are learning how how to master your emotions, how to float on water, how to walk on water, how to, it almost looks like a flat plank that he's walking on. So perhaps doing your work is mastering your inner emotional realm and getting to know who you truly are and the essence of your emotions, and not exactly attaching to them, being very fluid and transparent with yourself, like being real with what triggers you, being real with what brings you positive, uplifting emotions, stuff in that nature. I'm gonna look at it. And yeah, so there's this struggle happening of releasing the old, releasing the past, feeling past turmoils or unsubtlety that is occurring in the boat. But nevertheless, you are moving forward. But there comes a time when you reach a shore and you decide what you want to bring with you and what you want to leave behind and what you can live without. So this card is also indicating that you are moving from a time from turmoil to calm. And the waters are pretty calm. So most of all, this card resembles the emotions and mentality. The emotions being the water and the mentality being of the swords, the Six of Swords. The mental connection is like habits, beliefs, ideas, thoughts, patterns, and overall it seems like you're having a lot on your boat, but you are soon coming to shore. So know that that is ahead for you, and you will ultimately get to choose what you take with you and what you leave behind. Just know that there's no rush. As long as these waters are calm, you are safe to go along your journey, do what you need to do for however long it takes you. The time is approaching for you to leave the past baggage behind. And this will help purify you in doing your inner work. Now, this second card that came up is Three of Cups. Cups to me resemble fulfillment, like, is your cup half full or half empty? What is your mindset like? What is your belief system, upbringing on that, So this card, immediately I saw community, reconciliation, working together, and embracing each other's, with everyone's cup equally full, and posting a cheers, like, cheers to the celebration of our community, or a successful social gathering, or our new friendship. There's really a whole lot that goes on in this card. Look at this. The red resembles root, the yellow resembles gut and the solar plexus, and the white resembles the pineal gland and the crown. So really, you have a balance and a harmonious celebration coming in these balanced centers, in the root and the sacral, in the solar plexus, and in the pineal gland and the mind and crown. So ultimately, this inner work is going to be best pursued if you are working on finding your own flow state, finding your own sense of rhythm, and attuning to your own circadian rhythm, which circadian rhythm is like the alchemical, energetic movement of your own entity, of your own sovereign being. Everybody has their own energy signature, but in finding your own circadian rhythm and attuning and aligning that to what best serves you, you are going to be in this flow state. You are going to get to celebrate the small and big wins and achievements. And ultimately, this is coming from you releasing things of the past, releasing old stories, habits, ideas that don't serve who you are and what you're doing with who you are right now in this present. Don't be afraid to grow during this time. This is inevitable growth here. So it's not something you can really fight, and I wouldn't recommend that you fight against the universe because it slaps back harder. So those are the cards on how we can best do our inner work at this time, focus our energy inward, and kind of know the direction in which we desire to grow or transform from. So those two cards, Six of Swords and Three of Cups. Now we are going to dive into the second portion, which is how can we best do our outer work, taking care of ourselves, taking care of our family, our loved ones, our community, humanity, and the planet as a whole. How can we best show up to our outside lives in the centered, fulfilled space of love? Spirit, you heard me, and I know I don't have to repeat that. So how can we best show up in our outer self for the world, the highest, greatest good of all? How can we best show up in the outside? I think it's going to be 2 each. Huh? Look at that. Again, we're going to flip the first one that came out first. I'm not going to look at it. You are first. So, we have right side up, 4 of Wands. We have opportunity of new growth. There's a balance that's coming into play. There's this duality coming into balance. You have the 2v2, 2 versus 2, 2 balanced with 2. So pretty much it's harmonious, and you get to have kind of your cake and eat it too. It's not quite have your cake and eat it too. It's like there's still work that needs to be done on this marriage in here so that you can best show up on the outside. There's still some fears that need to be conquered, some limiting past beliefs that you are holding only within yourself, limiting yourself by and with. In order for this to be harmonious matrimony and the union of divine counterparts coming into oneness, this work, okay? You're on your way right now. You are sailing out in the open, calm waters, going to the other side, and basically going into another phase of your life. And this is what's on the other side, but there's still that work to be done in order for this to... The inner work needs to be done so that you can gain a more solid foundation within yourself. You can gain that stability you've always dreamed. You can achieve your goals that you've set for yourself in a long time. You can embrace those relationships already present and blessed in your life. You can show up with more presence in your own life, in your own body. Sovereign, healthy, wealthy, prosperous, abundant, clear, focused, intuitive, etc., etc. With this work still needing to be done, and if you were to try to pursue this holy matrimony now, before doing the work, well, unstable foundation, no solid ground, not quite yet. And I'm not sure you want to build a dynasty or a village or a home on that foundation, because it's not going to be long-term. And the true long-term dream and visions that you have for yourself, they are much deserving of the immediate gratification sacrifice for you to achieve your long-term goals. These immediate gratification sacrifices, meaning You know, you want to do something right now. You want to have something right now so that you can have it and just feel satisfied. Well, sacrificing that and being like, okay, my priority is this dream that I'm having, and I'm going to hold this off for now. I'm going to save my money for this dream. I'm going to save my energy or my attention, or keep building this thing that's ultimately leading me to my dream. And I'm going to sacrifice this other little thing that I don't need right now. You know, it's maybe coming from that space of neediness that makes you almost feel incapable of sacrificing the immediate gratification. But look what comes if you accept that immediate gratification. Instability, no solid foundation. And I definitely don't want that for you. So I would encourage you to keep doing your inner work. Release those old paradigms, beliefs, habits, patterns, mindsets, relationships, material belongings, clutter, emotional baggage, traumas. Like, if you want this beautiful holy matrimony, harmonious and solid foundation long term, this card I will look at first. It is 10 of Wands. You're feeling overwhelmed. Look at all that baggage. You're feeling overwhelmed and almost like you are holding the weight of the world all on yourself. I know that feeling very well. Just know that you're not alone and you don't have to do the work all by yourself. There are blessings and opportunities and support systems around you that you can actually ask for help in very auspicious ways, whether that's physical or metaphysical. You have help surrounding you constantly. You just have to know what you're asking for help with. You have to know the specifics. What kind of help do you want? When do you want it? In what timeline do you want it? For whom do you want it? You have to be very specific in how you use your power of light intention. Because that power of light intention, it's an immediate, direct message to spirit. And the more precise and focused and clear the intention and the message, prayer, wish is, the quicker it comes into manifestation and you have it in the palm of your hand. Why do you think it is that nowadays we're constantly bombarded and distracted? Ponder that. Anyways, this card, 10 of Wands. You are stressed. You are feeling burdened. Perhaps all of these wands aren't yours, but you feel like you have to carry them in some way or another. Just want you to know that maybe 2 of those wands are yours. Maybe 3. Most likely not 0. Because if it were to be just 1, that would be the weight and pressure that you put on yourself to carry the world all by yourself and not ask for help doing it. But first card, last card. What does this tell you? Perhaps right now, the phase of decisions that you are making may not be the right ones for your most optimal higher timeline that you desire for yourself. It appears in the cards as if you are making decisions and actions right now. Exactly what I said. Watch this. Past baggage, a choice of holding on or letting go. Embracing immediate celebration and gratification. Having validators and perhaps codependent affirmations. that resulting in instability and not long-term success as you dream. That not being harmonious or balanced for your highest, greatest good. Perhaps this is a struggle that's unnecessary, but also necessary in the long run. You know what I mean? Because of this still not being balanced or stable or harmonious in matrimony, you are still carrying the swords. But now the swords have transformed into something deeper. Now, the wands are your motivations and your urges, your desires, your aspirations, creative pursuits that you're maybe having for yourself. It's the way you have courage and energy to move forward in action and really really push through it, right? So here it's kind of like humdrum, you know, looking kind of like a chore and not very enjoyable. This is you carrying all of it, giving it one last push, one last uplift, getting it through and over with. You're almost done because you're handling your motivations in order for this to be this harmonious in balance with stability long term. We're going to pull one more card to conclude this 4-card reading here. What is a card that will conclude this whole message that you just gifted us right now, Spirit, in regards to how we can best do our inner and outer work for ourselves, unto humanity, the collective, unto the world? I was thinking 1, but 2 came out at once. Oh, look at this. We've got the wands back. The 5 of wands, which was in 2 readings ago. 10 of wands. Half of these wands are not yours. Look at this. No common agreements, fighting over imbeciles, things. It's very clear. Can you see it? 5 of these wands are not yours. They're this group that's fighting with nothing in common and they can't see eye to eye. So they're fighting with big ass logs. So, this last card. Oh, okay. Number 20, the Judgment card. Well, imagine that. Essentially, you have a lot of work ahead of yourself. You are discerning which wands are yours and which wands are others, especially with what all is going on in the collective right now as of January 11th, 2025. There's been a series of events that have very traumatically arisen spontaneously, yet very suspiciously. And again, I will repeat, 5 of these wands are not yours. This is the collective. Remember that message in the past video? This is the collective that is distracting you with a seamless, useless fight with oversized big logs to fight each other with. Like, what's the purpose of this? Okay, this is the collective. Why can't we see eye to eye? Why can't we have anything in common to fix the damages that we have caused as humankind? And ultimately, this collective fighting results in the feeling of spiritually stuck and stagnant, and the collective feeling avoidant to self-realization and self-development and evaluation. Um, it's kind of like a numbing of things that are being buried and buried and buried deeper and deeper as all this goes on, because we feel like, where do we begin? Where do we begin to even talk about what's wrong with all this? Where do we begin to act upon what's wrong with all this and bring restoration and balance, justice, harmony back into full circle? So perhaps what is arising in the collective, since I do collective readings, coming out very clear, is with what's happening right now, we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. We need to release the past, the baggage of the past. That's how we can best do our inner work. Release our own baggage in the past. How we can best do our outer work. Recognize that we're not all alone, holding and carrying the world all by ourselves. And we need to discern which energies, which problems, which wands are ours, and which are another's that we do not need to be carrying or pushing or handling at all. The collective is in a fight right now, and it's very distracting. It's the opposite of this right now. It's the opposite of this. In the programmed reality, anyways, in the one that is wanting this, basically, for everyone that has been affected by these suspicious scenes of events that have recently played out. And certain power sources are wanting this for the people, which is spiritual stagnancy, lack of self-belief, lack of belief in God, lack of spiritual connection. Just a whole numbing of forgetting the spiritual innocence and the blessings in the present moment. They want to numb us down and quiet us, all those things, but it's not going to happen, because you know why? This is what we achieve if we do our inner work and we do and discern our outer work. This distraction, it won't affect you anymore. And this will become this, which is justice, balance, rightful judgment. Those being locked up whom deserve to be locked up, or more. Those being rewarded and blessed with those whom deserve being rewarded and blessed. Balance, harmony, justice. And that is how you can best do your inner and outer work for your own self-development and for the overall evolution of humankind and the planet as an ascending, enlightening star throughout the cosmos. Ultimately share this enlightenment. And I am very grateful to be here with you this evening. I'm very grateful, and I love you so much for tuning in this evening. And I really, really speak that you received what you needed to receive in this message that will best serve you at this time in your life to make wise, intentional choices in your actions, in your embodiment of who you are, what you're doing with who you are, and ultimately bring enlightenment to your own life so that you can experience this holy matrimony and this judgment, this rightful judgment, and this return home. The return home to true source. Let that be whatever that is for you. Anyways, the heater just kicked on because it's quite cold here up in the mountains. So that's a good indication that this is a conclusion. Thank you again so much for tuning in. I love you. I bless you. And thank you for being in this world. Thank you, Anton and Laura, for inspiring my soul and my heart with that beautiful melody that brought me so close to my loved ones and friends and myself and you guys. Namaste.